In the news tonight, the Carifesta 15 Grand Market is open and buzzing with activity. Raved reviews for another Carifesta 15 Super Concert. And in sports, Barbados men and women squash teams qualify for next year's CAC Games.
The headline news is brought to you by Carifesta 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening, I'm Lisa Broom. Thank you so much for tuning in. In our top story tonight, Barbados has turned into a cultural melting pot as Carifesta 15 continues. Families, friends and visitors are soaking up the sights, sounds and flavours of the region at the highly anticipated Grand Market. Deanza Roberts was there and brings us his story.
From food bursting with flavour to fashion and craft that reflect the soul of the Caribbean, the Grand Market has become the heartbeat of Carifesta 15. Families turn out in their numbers, some making it a full-day affair, with picnic chairs and enjoying every moment of regional creativity on display. The CBC crew caught up with former Executive Director of the Caribbean Public Health Agency, Dr. Joy St. John. She gave the festival a thumbs up.
I am really pleased at how the events have been going. Last night I went to Alvin Ailey, blew my mind with happiness. So once Barbados keeps up that standard, it will be well worth the staging, and I hope many people come out.
Some were particularly pleased with the various food offerings as well.
I love it because this is nice. I see all the foods and things, foods looking nice and things, but you gotta sample them too. I ain't getting there yet.
Executive Director of the Barbados Coalition of Service Industries, Michelle Smith-Mears, was impressed by what was on show, saying it augurs well for Barbados.
This is a fantastic opportunity for the orange economy. A lot of the discussions I see are on funding and moving people from creativity to businesses to be able to earn from their art forms. So we're excited that it is here. This is tremendous for the orange economy, and we know that this is going to be a successful Carifesta.
The Grand Market will be open for the duration of the festival from 8 a.m. through to 11 p.m. daily. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Well, we just heard from those patronizing the event, but what about those showcasing what they have to offer? Deanza Roberts brings us some of their stories as well.
The Grand Market buzzed with excitement as regional artisans and entrepreneurs shared their craft. From handcrafted jewelry to spices and fashion, the Caribbean spirit was alive and well. This Trinidadian exhibitor brought some African flavor to her home booth, showing her creativity.
Hi, I'm Euclid from Trinidad and Tobago, and this is the Ankh Home Store. What we specialize in is home accents, all with an African flavor to it. So you can get your teacups, your bowls, your dashikis, your mask, your bags. We have pillows. So come on down. It's so lovely to be here in Barbados. It is beautiful. The weather is lovely. Come and see all the lovely items we have. Tell a friend, bring everyone to the Carifesta Grand Market.
Guyana also made its mark, drawing visitors with unique products and traditional influences.
I'm Gail Sukai from Georgetown, Guyana, and my business name is Gail's Leather and Variety Store. I have a lot of handmade leather stuff to offer. You can see I have fashionable leather sandals. I have slippers, I have different colors. I also have for men, I have bags. So you can come down and see me at the Carifesta Grand Market at booth 60. I have good price. I'm right here. You can't miss me.
And from the spice aisle, Grenada brought bold colors and flavors as well as products to the mix.
So we have a mixture of variety of products from Grenada, from apparel, fashion. We have agro-processing. We do have This is our table here. You can actually see we have a variety mix. We're here to network, to showcase, and to meet new markets.
This is a celebration of who we are as a people, and the Grand Market is providing the opportunity to showcase the region's identity. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Well, Festival Director for Carifesta 15, Carol Roberts, says Caribbean countries are proudly showcasing their culture at the Grand Market, and patrons are showing support despite some initial challenges. Ms. Roberts says the festival continues to prove why it's the region's most anticipated cultural showcase.
Like any major undertaking, cultural or otherwise, we've had ups and downs. Great opening ceremony, wonderful super concert, and a number of other activities. Of course, by now everyone knows we've had some challenges with the logistical setup of the Grand Market. But again, as we've been doing throughout the course of Carifesta, a whole set of agencies, public and private sector, have come together to make it work. And you ask me how it's going, and I turn the question on you, look around and tell me how it's going.
Ms. Roberts also says she's pleased with the offerings at the Grand Market.
The variety is amazing. So you've got fashion, home and accents, spa and wellness, and then there's a gourmet court, and then of course the country booths and their food court. But you know, underpinning all of this is what makes us as Caribbean people so special. It's that spirit of can-do, it's that sense of camaraderie, and there's that sense of what I call where you're from. I see you, you see me, we start chatting, and sooner or later we realize that we have so much more in common than we do have differences.
Coming up on Newsnight, more Carifesta 15 diversity with faith and fantastic entertainment. Stay with us. A general message of spreading love was expressed by several groups at the Carifesta 15 Holy Train, a multi-faith gathering. The event saw the different groups sharing about their spiritual traditions and teachings. It also encompassed dance from groups like Dance in Africa and performances from Paula King. The Barbados Muslim Association, in their presentation, offered a message of love and respect. Secretary Suleiman Bulbulia encouraged people to love themselves and show love to others. He suggested that this mindset would create a space for peace and prosperity.
Sisters and brothers, faith, belief is incomplete until you have that quality of love such that what you don't want for yourself, you wouldn't want for others. If you dislike anyone disrespecting you, hating you, looking down on you, then you must not do the same to others. Equally, if you want a life of love, peace, and contentment, then you must also want that for all your fellow human beings.
And there's a suggestion tonight that reusing and repurposing costumes is one way festivals around the Caribbean can move toward being more eco-friendly. The idea was floated at one of Carifesta Big Conversations, the Footprints in the Sand series by Head of Department of Literacy, Cultural and Communication Studies at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, Dr. Susan Burke. She spoke about the importance of carnival and masquerade culture to the Caribbean community. Dr. Burke suggested that reusing and repurposing costumes can be one eco-friendly solution adopted during such festivals.
Can amplify the ways in which, right, we repurpose the use not just of the materials and so on, but the performances, as you say, the affect, right, as an aside. So, of course, I was scared crapless because I've never performed as an individual, right? But then I up and come second, right? Which means that the judges recognize something, the people recognize something about what we're doing, the importance of the masquerade tradition throughout the Caribbean in making statements.
Dr. Burke also believes the masquerade culture is a very good way to continue to promote eco-friendly solutions.
I think Paul, with the big P, is a white paper on something and a green paper and a yellow paper and orange or whatever. But policy is what people make or do for themselves. And this is where the masquerade tradition, I think, in the performance of the Caribbean is vital and it is an avenue for further action. And that, to me, is the avenue in.
The Carifesta cultural explosion continued with a back-in-time fete last evening. The Big People Party, held at Ilara Court, lasted until the wee hours of the morning. Anesta Henry was there, and she followed this story.
Almost every person who stepped onto the dance floor at the Carifesta 15 back-in-time show danced the night away. There were line dancing, swanking, doing the boogie-woogie, or simply moving their waistline. Some were even demonstrating how good their knees were by showing how low they could go, as they enjoyed the night of classic, calypso, soca, reggae, and the timeless hits. Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley was also there shaking a leg, along with her parents, Sir Elliot Motley and Amor Lady Motley, who were creating memories of their own. Minister of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage in the Cayman Islands, Isaac Rankine, admitted to not having so much fun at a fete in about 20 years.
I'm totally enjoying myself. I'm in awe of what the Barbados has put on here. I've been going to Carifesta since 1993, about 6 or 7 events so far. This, by far, has been the best so far, and I'm enjoying myself here. Even had a chance to dance a bit with the Prime Minister, and that was, But anyway, seriously, this is something that every single person in the Caribbean should be able to experience. The different culture and heritage, the sharing of the same. This is what makes the Caribbean so unique, but yet so different.
The crowd was giving praise to Trinidad's David Rudder's High Mass, bumping and whining to Spice and Company's in the conga line, singing lustily We Want More Grinder, literally sweating to Crossfire Sweating, and swinging to Burning Flames Swinging Engine. They also heard some dance hall from Jamaica's Shabba Ranks. There was some disco in the mix and the soul music as well. DJ Peter No Stopping Coppin was one of the DJs who did a great job keeping the crowd moving.
The vibe tonight is awesome. It's definitely a big people party, but you're hearing all kinds of genres, and everybody seems to be really enjoying the vibe tonight. So Carifesta 15, and of course, back in time tonight at Ilara Court. If you missed it, you missed it.
The fete started at 9 p.m. and went until the wee hours of the morning. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
With the sports news, I can tell you that Barbados women have won the silver medal at the Caribbean Volleyball Championships. Playing in the women's final last night in the Bahamas, Barbados lost to Trinidad and Tobago 3-1. There were 4 very competitive sets as Barbados won the first 25-23, but lost the next 3 at 23-25, 24-26, and 29-31. Meanwhile, in the men's final, Curacao swept Bahamas 3-0, 25-21, 25-23, to 25-26. Barbados men are currently in a quarterfinal clash with Argentina in the team event at the Pan Am Senior Squash Championships in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Competing in round 2 this morning, the Bajan men progressed after defeating Jamaica in 2 sets. Kamal Cumberbatch took down Jonathan Walker 11-7, 9-11, 11-5, 11-7, followed by Darian Ben beating Tahula Lume 11-9, 12-10, 11-9. Meantime, the Barbados women's team will take on Colombia in tonight's quarterfinal. They book a spot in the final 8 after beating hosts Brazil in 2 sets. Megan Best beat Laura Silva 11-4, 8-11, 11-5, 11-13, 11-9, and Margot Prow got over Berna Petrillo 11-3, 11-8, 11-6. Now, because both Barbados teams won their first matches, it means they've qualified for next year's CAC Games. Barbados had to share points after rain forced a no result in the start of their title defense in the West Indies Rising Stars men's under-17 50-over championships against the Leeward Islands in Trinidad and Tobago today. The young Leewards side scored 136 for 8 after they were asked to bat first in a match reduced to 32 overs due to weather conditions. Amory Jones led with 34, while 2 wickets went to Ronaldo Bourne and Justin Paris each. The young Barbadians their reply was then halted at 19 without loss after rain forced the game to be called off. Barbados Under-19 Round 2 match will be against Guyana on Tuesday. Well, there's one undefeated team left in the Republic Bank CPL after St. Lucia Kings lost for the first time this season to Trinbago Knight Riders. Playing at home at the Daransami Stadium, the Kings lost by 18 runs, leaving Guyana Amazon Warriors as the only team yet to lose in 2025. Scores in that match: TKR 183 for 7, with player of the match Kieran Pollard top scoring with 66. Kings 165 for 6. Then, earlier today, hosts Antigua and Barbuda Falcons stayed at the top of the standings by getting over St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots by 7 wickets. Scores at the Sir Viv Richards Stadium: Patriots 133 for 9, Falcons 137 for 3. And tonight, the winless Barbados Royals are up against the St. Lucia Kings. More cricket news now. Half-centuries from Ryshawn Williams and Shaquille Richards helped Yorkshire to a 165-run victory over St. Catherine in today's third series of the BCA Super Cup. Playing at Friendship, Williams had a knock of 92 and Richards scored 88 after his side was sent into bat. They then dismissed their opponents for 127. In the other matches at KMV Oval, Spartan defeated Isolation Cavaliers by 7 wickets via the DLS method. Sent into bat, Cavaliers were bowled out for 86 off 36.5 overs, with Stephen King taking 4 for 19. Spartan then needed 84 runs from a reduced 46 overs, and they got home for the loss of 3 wickets off 12.3 overs. Over at Beccles Road, home side YMPC crashed to a 4-wicket loss to Gladiola, also via the DLS method. Scores: YMPC 175, Gladiola 174 for 6 from a revised 173 off 48 overs. At Foursquare Oval, Pickwick were 9-wicket winners over Lords. Lords scored 172. Lords scored 72. Pickwick 73 for 1. At 3W's Oval, UE held on for a 1-wicket win over Carlton. Scores in that match: Carlton 143, UE 144 for 9. At Drax Hall, Wildy were 76-run winners over BCA Youth via the DLS method. Wildy won 85 for 1 off 25.2 overs. BCA Youth, needing 199 from a reduced 20 overs, reached 122 for 6. At Keith Boyce Pavilion, hosts Boscobel beat Maple by 79 runs. Boscobel won 49, Maple 71. And at Lucas Street, Wanderers won over Windward via the DLS method by 18 runs. Scores: Wanderers 233 for 7 off 41 overs. Windward 171 for 6 from 30.5 overs. The match at Weymouth between Police and Empire had to be rescheduled for September 7th. And St. Peter ended the preliminary round of the Barbados Community Cricket Program Block T20 League with an 8-wicket victory over the playoff-bound St. Thomas. Playing at Bridgefield, St. Thomas batted first and posted 111 for 6 in their 20 overs. And Margaret Boyce reports.
St. Thomas winning the toss and electing to bat were off the mark here. Jomani Nichols with a gentle touch. Third man makes a meal of it. First boundary of the innings. But the first wicket also followed. Daniel Babb strikes through the gate to Ron Gibson. Has to go. St. Thomas 44 for 1. St. Peter did well to pile on early pressure. This should have only been 1 run. They come back for 2. Nichols is casually strolling, and that is out. Big misjudgment. St. Thomas losing another. Hans Campbell was the next batsman at the crease, but not for long. Brilliant glove work from Seth Smith, and Bob peels away in celebration. St. Thomas 45 for 3. Bob continued to be a menace to St. Thomas's batting lineup. Kyle Blackett straight to Joshua Bob at mid-off. St. Thomas in trouble at 47 for 4. St. Thomas needed runs at this stage. Devontae Braffett goes for a big shot. Good effort by the fielder, but that's 4 runs. Braffett looking to score quickly, goes over the top, maximum. Well, Nathan Osborne plays some good shots as well. Lovely to the fence. But Osborne fell a few deliveries later. Soft dismissal. St. Thomas 95 for 5. Alexandra Davies was the last batter in. Starts with a boundary of Jamali Lynch. And Davies ended the innings in style as well. Out of the park as St. Thomas reached 111 for 6. Anmar Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
Well, that's our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.